they were talking about behind me. Be your own therapist. I used to be a big believer of the more friends you have, the less you're gonna be lonely. I deleted social media. Nobody's obligated to understand you. Maybe loneliness isn't always a bad thing. Instead of waiting for someone to save me, why not be your own savior? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is John. I make content about my crazy life, and also I do journal entry on the side just to document what I'm thinking at the moment. But I'm currently at a period, if you don't know, I've been unemployed because I am currently taking a break from finding jobs. I know that sounds bad, but it's a break that I really needed. And taking a break is nice. Being able to focus on your mental health is nice, but it's also draining because you feel like everyone around you is moving forward except you. Yesterday, last night to be more specific, I was scrolling through Instagram, like stalking people, and then through a post, I found out that one of my friends is actually getting married, which is crazy. Like my age, she's getting married, which is crazy, but I'm even though like as much as I'm happy for her, I still feel like a side of me feels jealous of her life because her life seems like the life that's so perfect and so organized in a way, like everything happened in the right timeline. But for me, I feel like me currently, I've been unemployed. I am currently doing content creation, but it's hard to kind of explain my situation to people that I known, my friends and my family, because no one's doing content creation. I feel like I'm the odd one out, and it's hard to kind of tell my situation to others and believe that they'll understand you. They could say that they'll understand, but I find it just hard to kind of believe that people actually understands. And this kind of brings me back to sort of high school. I had similar kind of sort of loneliness moment in high school when it was the summer before college, and I remember at the time COVID actually happened in that year as well during our graduation, so we didn't really get our graduation because of COVID. And at the time, I remember I used to be a big believer of the more friends you have, the less you're gonna be lonely, which is so not true, because I had a lot of friends in high school, and after high school those friendships starts to kind of falling apart one by one. It just naturally like falls apart without kind of any like drama or anything like that, but it just naturally falls. And I was left with this one friend group, which I later cut tight with also because it's just a toxic environment. That one friend group, it's I guess on my sort of my vibe, it's not together with them. I also found out that they were talking bad behind me, so I had to sort of go our separate ways. But that experience made me more insecure, and I feel really sensitive at the time. I also feel like at the time I was constantly on Instagram, but then I feel that I was getting more and more being dragged down the more I'm on Instagram, because you know, you're following so many of your friends who might talk behind your back. Like I feel insecure. I feel like everyone was talking bad behind me, and so I really wanted to hide myself. And I feel like explaining this to anyone like near me could make me sound like a freak, but it's just that I'm just unhappy with it. And what I did at the time was I deleted social media, like all of my social media, and focused on my study, like focused on like getting a good GPA, going to a master's, and that kind of stuff. But from that experience, that's when like I kind of learned that you could really only depend on yourself. There are definitely friends who are there for you, but it's not a good idea to kind of blindly just rely everything on like your friend to understand you, because nobody's obligated to understand you, and most of the time all you have is yourself. I think growing up is realizing that your friend they're gonna be busy, and people are gonna be busy, so is your family, your parents, your siblings. Everyone's gonna be busy, and sometimes you only have yourself to rely on. For me, I'm the type to not want to pressure other people with my emotions. That's also one of the things I learned from the experience with that friend group, is that I started to lean towards myself when I wanted advice on like all sorts of stuff. Of course, I could text my friend for like relationship advice. Like if I have trouble, I will go to my friend. But most of the time, all you have is yourself. But if I have like more serious problems, like if I'm going through a depression and I really want a comfort from someone, I would not go to my friend for comfort, simply because that would just put negative energy to their lives. But looking back, I think that experience changed the way I see loneliness. I realized people come and go. Sometimes they'll be here, sometimes they won't. And instead of waiting for someone to save me, why not be your own savior is sort of my whole idea. But even after learning that, I started to feel lonely again. Difference was high school, I was scared of losing my friends, but right now I'm more scared of my future. Ever since I've been unemployed, I started wanting to to help my mental health. I started wanting to do more things by myself, but it's hard to do your things by yourself if you're the only one. Like, imagine going to a restaurant alone compared to like going to a restaurant with your friends. At least for me, I stress about going to a restaurant alone because I'm scared of judgments from people, and I think that's a really stupid thing to kind of think about, but also it's something that deserves to be worked on. If you could practice the skill of just, being by yourself and getting used to the emotion of loneliness, then I feel like that would make life a lot easier. But I started YouTube because I wanted to push myself out the door more. Like, I wanted to be able to force myself to do more things alone. And at the time, I am also kind of scared that my friends and my family is gonna kind of like, they're gonna find my YouTube and then they're gonna start judging. And the thing with my family is that, like, I'm currently doing content creation, but it's because content creation is something that I have passion for and I desire. But it's hard to kind of explain it to Asian households, because Asian household, you kind of have this like strict sort of roadmap of like, going to school, finding a right job. Like, content creation is just never the option. And for me as well, I feel like it's hard to explain everything currently because nobody's gonna fully understand your situation better than yourself. So I'm currently working really hard trying to not caring about other people's opinions in general. Loneliness isn't about how many friends you have. It's more about how you feel connected. Like, having one or two close friends is enough. But if you click into this video hoping that I'll tell you how to stop feeling lonely, I can't really tell you to stop feeling lonely, because I don't think that a person could just stop feeling lonely. I think loneliness, it's something that you have to get more and more used to. Honestly, I feel like it's super important to understand that life isn't going to wait until you're ready. I like to think that things happen for a reason, and maybe loneliness isn't always a bad thing. Maybe it's not something we're supposed to avoid every single time it shows up. And sometimes I wonder, what if loneliness it's like a wake-up call, a sign that something in our life needs to change, or maybe we've been chasing the wrong things, or maybe we've been just so busy trying to fill every empty space with other people that we never really sat down with ourselves. I know being lonely hurts, but looking back, some of the biggest change in my life happened because I was lonely and I was reflecting and I spent time with myself. Because there's nobody around, I kind of forced to listen to myself. I forced to ask myself questions that I've been avoiding, like, what do I actually want? Am I living the life I want or the life I think I'm supposed to live? So maybe loneliness isn't a punishment, maybe it's life giving us a chance to pause, reflect, and figure out what direction we actually want to go before we keep moving. Of course, like, reflecting and then just facing the questions you're trying to avoid, it doesn't really help you not be lonely. And I don't think that anything's gonna help you with being lonely. I feel like, at least for my case, for me, I feel like I kind of just grow more and more numb to being lonely. That's my best way to counter it. Every time when loneliness hits, it's just a whole new experience. And as much as I hate to say it, but I don't think that there's like a kind of a solution to loneliness. But I do still feel like once in a while, reflect and also understand yourself and try to be your own therapist really does help. And once again, I don't really have solution to loneliness. I'm still figuring it out myself as well. But if you're feeling lonely too, I hope that this video helps you. Like, even if it helps you a little, that's enough. But I think that's all for today. It's getting late, but I'm gonna sleep now, and I hope you're gonna have a great night of sleep as well. But stop feeling lonely. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.